staying tuned. So this is part 2 of the video. We've agreed that our talent, skill, and gifts are the conduit through which, or the transport through which we would achieve and do purpose in life. You get it? Okay. Now that's established. I want to ask you that, are you doing purpose as a nurse? Are you doing purpose as a teacher? Or are you doing purpose as a carpenter? Are you doing purpose? Ask yourself. Because you see, Paul says that even though he is free, 1 Corinthians 9 verse 19, though I am free and belong to no one, I have made myself a slave to everyone. In this context, the slavery he's referring to is not what we know typically to say you've been imprisoned, or say he's been imprisoned due to theft or murder or something. No. But what he's trying to say is that even though he's a free man, he's working. He subjects himself as a slave so that he will be able to win many. So, as a makeup artist, as a teacher, as a nurse, in doing that job, how many have you been able to win to Christ? Because you see, Paul was a skilled lawyer. If you look into his history, he comes from a town called Tarsus. Now Tarsus was a place. It was a very big commercial place in its time. It harbored one of the biggest university, apart from the University of Athens. And Paul is described as a learned man. He wasn't just anybody. He was very skilled. In fact, before he started, so if you read a bit of his background, before Paul decided to go to Damascus, on his way to Damascus where he met Christ, the Bible says that he had gone to the priest of the synagogue, literally talked him into signing a petition so that he could go and persecute some of the Christians and believers who had gone into exile. So Paul was an executor, or he was a persecutor of the Christians at the time when he didn't know Christ. You see? And he was skilled at it. He was a lawyer. He knew how to talk. You know the thing with lawyers, they can literally manipulate a whole jury to sign a warrant for them to go into somebody's house and do a search, or to cause somebody's arrest. That was what Paul did. As a persecutor of the Christians, he went to the priest of the synagogue at the time, pleaded his case to the extent that the priest literally signed and agreed that Paul should go into Damascus to execute and persecute the rest of the believers that had gone or flee into exile over there. He must be that skilled. Okay. He was so skilled as a lawyer. And he was so passionate about it. You see, one of the key things you need to do purpose and do it effectively is passion. What is passion? Passion is comes with suffering. You see, when we, those of us who've seen the Passion of Christ, what it means in Greek, what a passion means in Greek is suffer, to suffer for something that you believe in. So Paul literally took the risk to go all the way to Damascus. Anything could have happened to him. He was so passionate at going to persecute Christians. No wonder when he became saved, that same passion that he was initially driving towards, the negativity, he turned it. God turned that passion into his kingdom. And look at the works of Paul, Apostle Paul. Purpose can be achieved effectively when we are ready to suffer and be passionate about it. I'm going to take this in the part 3 of this video, so you can look into our link somewhere for the part 3 of this video and topic on passion and purpose. Back to what we were saying. The lawyer Paul, or the skilled lawyer Paul, is saying that he became a Jew. You see, there is a certain language you need to speak among ladies who love to slay. So your ability or your talent or your skill is fashion, or you love fashion. Paul says that he became a Jew so that he can win some of the Jew. It means that as Christians, if you are a slave queen, some people love fashion. It is a bait. It must be a bait for you to win some into the kingdom of God. I love fashion a lot. It is only a bait. Because you see, for me to be able to penetrate into that kingdom, I need to be like them. They need to be able to identify with me as a teacher, as a mechanic, as an engineer, as a carpenter. Then I can begin to teach and preach and draw some to Christ. Today, the question I want to ask you is, whatever profession that you are in, or whatever talent or skill that you are applying on earth, how many have you been able to win? How many? You're very influential on Facebook, very influential on Instagram. That influence is a transport for you to win people to God. That is your purpose. Strange, right? Yeah. When you appear in a place, you don't have to speak. You are graced with something, a certain gift. Are you using it to draw people to God? That beauty that you have, how many have you drawn to the house of God? How are you using the gift? How are you manipulating the gift so that it is drawing people to your purpose, which is to populate the kingdom of heaven? You need to be able, as whatever profession that you find yourself in, you can live purpose in it. In fact, you are supposed to live purpose in it. Paul became a Jew so that he can win some of the Jew. You became a doctor so that you can win your unbeliever doctors. You became a nurse so that you can win your unbeliever nurses. The money that God has given you, it is so that you can win people to Him. My dear, even as a wife, if your husband is a non-believer, are you winning him over with your acts, attitudes, habits, and character? Examine your speech. Examine what you wear. Examine what, in your absence, what do people say about you? Is it winning people to Christ? When you make a post on social media, where is Christ in the midst of the post that you have made? Listen, we all don't have our acts together. But we are trying. So don't feel judged at all. If you didn't know, now you know that whatever I'm doing with my hands, the purpose ultimately is to win people to God. Win some to Christ. Have a change of mindset. Begin to walk in this knowledge. Begin to walk in this understanding. Let this guide you, so that moving forward, your actions, when you are serving in the hospital as a nurse, understand that as much as you are serving a human being, you are doing purpose there. Should I say that again? I'm saying that in the supermarket, whatever you are selling, you are doing purpose. Make sure that each transaction feels like a taste of heaven, experienced by your client or customer. Give your client or customer a taste of heaven every time they have a transaction with you. And by so doing, you will be serving purpose. By so doing, you will be living joyfully. Your salary is good. The incentives, the allowance, they are good. But that is not purpose. You are not living purpose. They are just additions. And there's nothing wrong with compensation. But begin to live in this consciousness and know that wherever you find yourself, the security man, every experience of you should leave a footprint of Jesus, should leave a footprint of Christ, should leave a taste of heaven with your customer or with your recipient. I pray that you have been blessed by this message. You can share, post, send your comments, and let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you're struggling with. Give me a call if you need prayers. And together, we can navigate this world, knowing that there is heaven awaiting us someday. We are just passing through this earth. There is heaven in this. Hell is very real. Let this guide us in every transaction, in every aspect of our lives. God bless you. I'll see you again very soon. Bye.